Right now, we are going to talk about the differences between being the event planner and facilitator and being the instructor or speaker. I encounter this a lot in my trainings. I train event planners who feel like their job is just to find the best and most engaging speaker. I often hear that these professionals, these event professionals, feel helpless for establishing engagement and that it's all on the speakers that they book. So I was an event planner for a very long time who used to plan meetings for doctors and scientists. I have found through this experience that it is actually the meeting planner and facilitators who have all of the power for the engagement. The power of a conference MC cannot be understated, both when you have engaging speakers already and especially when you do not have engaging speakers. You have the power to determine the speaker's session time, how long they're talking, and you can build and schedule engagement activities before a speaker and after the speaker. You can even schedule sessions after the speaker that follow up on that speech with small group discussions based on that content without ever even having to involve the speakers in that at all. So we're going to look at this from a facilitator perspective, from the event planner's perspective. So your first step is to think about your attendee experience journey. So I do this a lot in my intro to events class and in my advanced events class. So what is an experience journey and how can you use that for engagement? I'm going to show you just a very kind of crude PowerPoint here. So here we are. We're looking at the experience journey, and I'm going to talk about it if it's small for you. So what is an experience journey? An experience journey is what your attendee is experiencing when it comes to your event. So here we are. We're all here. I don't know the vast majority of you. You read about this section online, and you decided that you were interested. It sounded cool. So then the next step in your journey was to express interest or to sign up or to share your email address or to ask for the calendar invite or the information. And then after that, you got a response from signing up. You either got an email from me or a calendar invite or whatnot. So this is your experience journey, right? This applies to any meeting ever online. You read about it, you decided you were interested, or you saw someone shared about it, you decided you were interested, you expressed interest and signed up, and you got a response from signing up. Now you as the event planner or as the facilitator completely determine how you're going to design those experiences. And I think people often overlook that. Every single one of those steps is something that you can custom design. So in my advanced events class, we plan events in the community. So I say, okay, let's think about what does our week look like leading up to the event. In an in-person event, right, you would be working all week and then you wake up the morning of, you maybe eat breakfast, maybe you don't, you get in your car, you drive to the venue, you park in a parking garage, right? Okay, ding, you can design that. Let's put a really cool like sticker or welcome to our event at the parking garage on the venue, right above the button where they get their ticket, right? Like, we're so happy you're here, right? You can design that experience. Maybe you can have someone standing there welcoming everyone personally or handing them their ticket, right? Each of these are generic points that now as the event planner, you have total freedom to custom design however you want. And it's the same online. People are so focused on this session that they forget about all of those fun things that they're doing up to the event. So then they signed up for the event and then they got a response. So what does their week look like leading up to that event? So for us here, I want you to think about kind of what you went through in this week leading up to this event. As a facilitator, I always like to send out an email the day before. So last week you got an email the day before, this week you got an email the day before, and it helps to drum up excitement. This helps to ensure that the morning of, people don't decide to skip out on my session because they want to go do yoga or eat an extended lunch or leave work early. Gets them engaged in the process and excited. Actually, after my email yesterday, I got 4 responses about how excited they were about the session, which is really cool. Now I'm calling it out of my meeting. So it's also a great way to get engagement ahead of time. It's easy to pull into the meeting. It's easy to talk about. So for example, if you got that email from me yesterday, I sent out a 5-question survey to all of you, and we had about 17 people respond. One of those questions was your favorite music. And if you logged in early, you noticed that there was music playing. That music that was playing was actually a custom compiled playlist with all of your favorite songs. Why can't you do that, right? And then think about it. If you have breaks, you can be playing a custom playlist of the attendees' favorite songs. If you have music before your keynotes or before your breakouts or at the end on your like Q&A slide or any of that, you can have custom created playlists for your meetings that automatically resonate with your attendees. So people log on and say, oh my gosh, maybe they forgot they told you. I run meetings where people have to register 6 to 9 months in advance, and they totally forgot that they gave me their favorite song. And then they're engaged in the meeting. They're like, wow, that's my favorite song. And I'm like, it's not a coincidence. I designed that. But clearly here, it's the day before, so it's very, very on your mind. Some other things that I did yesterday was in that survey, I had you tell me interesting facts about yourself so I can build that into my sessions as well. And you also have the opportunity to ask me questions. So now I'm going to kind of stop the recording. I'm going to look at the chat, and then I'm going to answer 5 of your questions.